Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the world of digital filmmaking.
Yeah, looking at how digital cameras kind of took over from traditional film.
It's going to be really interesting.
It is.
Because we're actually going to be looking back at an article from May 2002
Oh, wow.
by William L. Weaver.
Okay.
And he was actually making predictions back then
Bold move.
about what the future of film would look like.
Oh, interesting.
So we're going to be kind of seeing how his predictions panned out.
Right.
And I'm sure we're going to see that some of them were spot on.
I bet.
And some of them, well, maybe not so much because technology moves pretty fast.
Absolutely.
But before we dive into all that,
Yeah.
let's just take a moment to think back to the early 2000s.
Okay.
Filmmaking was a very different world back then.
It was.
And I think it's really interesting to see how digital cameras were kind of viewed at the time.
Yeah, there was a lot of skepticism.
There was, right?
Even though, people like George Lucas
Oh, yeah.
were really pushing for digital.
I mean, he even used it for parts of Star Wars, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
They did, yeah.
But a lot of filmmakers just weren't convinced.
No, not at all.
So why was that?
Well, there were a few reasons.
Okay.
One of the big ones was something called frame rate.
Okay, so explain what that is.
So traditional film cameras, they captured images at 24 frames per second,
Okay.
or FPs for
Sure.
short.
24 apiece.
And that kind of became the standard,
Okay.
for that classic cinematic look.
Yeah.
But the problem was that digital video cameras at the time were running at 50 or 60 50s.
Oh, wow. So way higher.
Way higher.
So what did that actually look like?
Well, it's kind of like that soap opera effect you get on some TVs.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, everything looks,
Too smooth.
too smooth, too real.
Yeah, not cinematic at all.
Exactly.
Like I could watch a nature documentary.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
But a big budget movie,
No.
no thank you.
And I think filmmakers and audiences alike, we're just so used to that specific aesthetic, that 24 fps look,
Yeah.
that it was a really big hurdle for digital to overcome.
So how did they solve it?
Well, this is where Sony comes in.
Okay.
They came out with this groundbreaking camera,
Okay.
the HDW F900, nicknamed the Cinealta.
Cinealta, I like it.
And it was a total game changer
Okay. How so?
because it was the first digital video camera
Okay.
that could actually shoot at 24 fps.
Wow. So problem solved.
Pretty much.
So this was like a major turning point then.
Oh, absolutely.
For digital filmmaking.
Yeah,
It was the thing that made it like, okay, this is a viable option.
exactly.
Okay, so how'd they pull that off technically?
So the key was a new type of sensor
Okay.
called a progressive scan CCD sensor.
Okay.
Now, unlike traditional video cameras,
Yeah.
which only scanned like every other row of pixels,
Huh.
the Cinealta captured every pixel
Oh,
in
yeah.
each frame,
Yep.
just like film did.
Wow.
And then it had this incredibly complex chip that could process all that data
Okay.
and create a full color image from it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
When you think about it,
Yeah.
this is 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Our smartphones today,
Yeah.
they owe so much to these early innovations.
They really do.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
But even with all that, they still had a big challenge ahead of them,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
which was,
Light sensitivity.
okay.
You see, as you cram more and more pixels
Uh-huh.
onto a sensor,
Yeah,
each pixel gets smaller.
makes sense.
And smaller pixels means less light captured.
Okay, so that's why
Yeah.
some digital cameras back then,
Exactly.
they looked kind of grainy.
Especially in low light.
Yeah.
And filmmakers, they love using low light.
Of course.
Yeah, for dramatic effect.
It's so important.
Yeah, or to create a certain mood,
Yeah.
So this was a big deal for them.
I-
But,
Oh, I have a
sad.
feeling they found a way.
They did.
Tell me they found a way.
They developed a technology called Super Hado, and essentially it placed a microlens
No way.
over each individual pixel.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Every single pixel
Yeah.
had its own tiny magnifying glass.
Basically, to gather more light.
That is incredible. The ingenuity
That went
into these early digital cameras.
It really is.
It's just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And that was crucial then
It was.
because it let filmmakers shoot in low light
Yeah.
without sacrificing the image quality.
Exactly.
So that opens up a ton of creative possibilities.
Oh,
You
tons.
can play with light,
Mm-hmm.
shadow.
In ways that just weren't possible with some of the earlier digital cameras.
So amazing. All right, so we've got these cutting-edge cameras now.
We do.
They can capture stunning 24 fps footage,
Mm-hmm.
even in dimly lit scenes.
Yeah.
And they're starting to gain traction in Hollywood.
They are?
So what happens next?
Well, this is where things get a little ironic. Even though filmmakers were excited about shooting movies digitally, they still had to transfer the footage back to film.
What? Why?
To distribute to theaters.
Because?
Because most theaters weren't equipped for digital projection yet.
Wow, that seems like a pretty big obstacle.
It was an extra step, for sure.
Why even go through all that trouble then?
Well, there was a silver lining.
Okay.
Creating film prints from a digital master actually resulted in higher quality copies.
Really?
Yeah.
Compared to prints made from an original film, negative.
Uh-huh.
So it's like...
It's like having a perfect blueprint that you can use over and over again to make like pristine copies.
Wow.
Without any degradation.
That's amazing. And this is just a small step then towards the eventual rise of fully digital projection, which we'll talk about more later.
Yes, we will.
Wow. Who knew that something as simple as frame rate
I know, right?
would play such a huge role in the evolution of film?
It just goes to show you how even these seemingly small details
can have a massive impact on how we create and experience art.
This is fascinating. I am hooked.
Me too.
And we're just getting started. Okay, so we left off talking about how even with these amazing digital cameras, filmmakers still had to transfer the footage back to film for the theaters.
Yeah. It really was kind of a wild workaround, wasn't it?
It was.
But, you know, it actually pushed forward something that William L. Weaver...
Oh, yeah, our guy from 2002.
Yeah, exactly.
With his crystal ball.
He predicted.
You did.
The rise of digital projection.
He called it.
Which is wild to think about.
I know.
Because he was writing about this back when most of us were still renting DVDs from the video store.
Yeah, I mean, Blockbuster.
I know.
That was the place to be.
It's amazing how much things have changed.
And you know what's crazy?
What?
He was right.
He was right about digital projection taking over.
He was. I mean...
And companies like Texas Instruments with their DLP technology.
Yeah.
They really led the charge there.
I mean, think about it.
And now going to a movie nowadays.
Yeah.
You don't even worry about the film being out of focus. Or scratched.
Remember those days.
It's kind of too, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Digital projection just made everything so much more reliable.
Yeah.
Consistent.
For everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing. What's even more interesting, I think,
tell me.
is what Weaver didn't predict.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So he talked about digital filmmaking being more cost-effective, which it definitely is.
Yeah.
But he couldn't have anticipated.
But how much that would impact special effects.
Oh, yeah.
Especially CGI.
That's a great point.
Right.
I mean...
CGI was around in 2002.
It was, but...
It was super expensive.
Oh, incredible.
And time-consuming.
So time-consuming now.
Now. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And it's so realistic.
It's mind-blowing how realistic it is.
Think about Avatar.
Yeah.
Or any of the Marvel films.
That's true.
Those visuals.
I mean, you couldn't do those.
They wouldn't be possible without the advancements in digital filmmaking.
Absolutely not.
And it's not just about creating these fantastical creatures and worlds.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's subtle.
Oh, yeah.
CGI enhancements, that can make a huge difference.
Like you wouldn't even notice it.
I know.
But it's there.
I remember watching a behind-the-scenes video.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they digitally removed wrinkles from an actor's clothing to make them look perfectly crisp.
Oh, wow.
In a period drama.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
I know. You'd never know watching the movie.
Yeah, you'd have no idea. But it just adds to that overall visual polish.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, Weaver got digital projection, right? He saw the potential for cost savings.
Yeah.
But what about streaming?
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, Netflix in 2002, they were still mailing DVDs.
I know.
There was no way he could have predicted how much that would change the game.
No.
I mean, streaming services.
It's a total game changer.
They've completely revolutionized how we watch movies.
And how they're made. Even think about it.
Yeah.
We have entire studios now.
I know.
Creating content specifically for streaming platforms.
I know. It's wild.
And it's given independent filmmakers a global audience.
Which they could have only dreamed of back then.
Exactly.
It's just incredible to think.
It really is.
How much our viewing habits have changed.
In such a short amount of time.
We can watch practically anything.
I know.
Whenever we want.
Amazing.
On our phones.
Yeah.
Our tablets.
Our TVs.
Our TVs.
I mean, it's
crazy.
It's incredible.
It is.
And it's led to a whole new wave of innovation.
Oh, yeah.
in filmmaking.
Absolutely.
Take virtual production, for example.
Oh, yeah. Virtual production. You know those massive LED walls?
Yes.
They create photorealistic environments
I know.
in real time.
It's mind-blowing.
It's like the actors
Yeah.
are stepping right into a video game.
I know.
It's amazing.
And because those virtual environments are rendered in real time,
Right.
the lighting and reflections on the actors look incredibly realistic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And amazing.
And it gives directors
Yeah.
so much flexibility
So much.
to change the environment.
On the fly.
On the fly.
Without having to move the entire production.
To a new location.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So we've gone from bulky film cameras to tiny high-resolution digital sensors.
It's amazing.
From expensive and time-consuming CGI to these incredibly realistic
virtual worlds.
Virtual worlds.
It makes you wonder.
It does.
What's next?
What does the future hold for filmmaking?
I need to know. Well, one thing's for sure.
Oh.
The pace of innovation.
Yeah.
It's not slowing down anytime soon.
Not at all.
We're seeing incredible advancements.
Okay, like what?
In artificial intelligence.
Oh, wow.
Virtual reality.
Okay.
Even holographic displays.
Wow. I can't even imagine.
I know, right?
What will be possible in another 20 years?
It's exciting.
It's crazy.
But also a little daunting.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's put on our futuristic thinking caps.
Yes.
For a second.
I'm ready.
What kind of wild, out there possibilities are we talking about?
Well, imagine this.
Okay.
You're watching a movie, and the characters can actually step out of the screen.
No way.
And into your living room.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
That would be terrifying.
It would be amazing.
Okay, so you're talking about
movies becoming more like interactive video games. It would be a completely different way of experiencing storytelling.
It would be revolutionary.
It would.
And that's just one example.
That's just one.
What else?
I mean, the possibilities are truly mind-boggling.
Okay, give me another one.
Okay, hit me.
Imagine being able to choose different paths.
Okay.
For the characters.
Oh, wow.
Create your own personalized version of the story.
So it's like choose your own adventure, but for movies.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so cool.
I know, right?
I would love that.
But of course, there are also some
ethical concerns.
Ethical questions, yeah.
Yeah, you can't just let technology run wild.
You have to make sure that it's enhancing the storytelling.
Yeah.
Not overshadowing it.
You don't want to lose that human element.
Exactly.
Of creativity and expression.
Right. And I think it's up to the filmmakers and the viewers to use these tools responsibly and ethically. Yeah. I'm excited.
Me too.
But also a little terrified.
Yeah, I get that.
To see what the future holds.
I know, me too.
But for now, I think we need to take a quick break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and wrap up our incredible deep dive.
Sounds good.
Into the world of digital filmmaking.
Welcome back. It's crazy to think how far filmmaking has come in such a short time.
Yeah, it really is.
We've gone from these bulky film cameras to digital sensors that fit in our pockets.
I know, it's amazing.
And from the early days of CGI
to these mind-blowing virtual production.
It's been an incredible journey.
It really has.
And it makes you wonder where we go from here.
Where do we go from here? That's the question.
I mean, we were just talking about those mind-blowing possibilities.
Right, like characters stepping out of the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Interactive storytelling.
It sounds like science fiction, but who knows?
Oh, I know, right?
Maybe that's what movie night will look like in another 20 years.
It's possible.
It really is, right? Yeah, I mean,
you're seeing
advancements in VR and AR.
Yeah, exactly.
That could make those kinds of experiences a reality.
Speaking of VR and AR,
I've
heard some people say that they could be the future of cinema.
Oh, interesting.
Do you think traditional movie theaters will eventually become obsolete?
That's a tough one.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think VR and AR
have
the potential to create these incredibly powerful, immersive experiences.
Yeah.
But they're also very different from that communal experience you get from watching a film in a theater.
There's just something special about sitting in a dark theater with a bunch of strangers all sharing the same emotional journey together.
That shared experience is something else.
I don't think that's ever going to go away.
I don't think so either.
I think that'll always have a place.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do think that VR and AR
can open up
Yeah.
Entirely new avenues.
Right.
Like storytelling.
More interactive.
Yeah.
More personalized.
Exactly.
So maybe it's not a question of one replacing the other.
Right. Maybe it's more about how they can coexist.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
evolve together.
I like that.
And, as technology keeps advancing, we're probably going to see even more blurring.
Oh, for sure.
Of the lines between different forms of entertainment.
That's exciting. I'm a little overwhelmed, to be honest.
Well, that's a lot to take in.
Is there anything specific you're excited to see?
Oh, definitely.
In the future of film, yeah.
I'm really fascinated by the potential of AI in filmmaking.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like imagine a world where AI can help filmmakers generate ideas.
Wow.
Create realistic characters. Environments, and even edit films in real time.
Okay, hold on a second. That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
But also
raises some questions
about the role of human creativity.
Exactly right.
Like, will AI eventually take over the whole process?
That's a big question.
Or will it become more of a tool?
I think it will definitely become a tool, but I don't think it can ever truly replace
that human spark.
That human spark, yeah.
That's reassuring to hear.
It should be, yeah. Because
at the end of the day, it's that human creativity that gives a film its soul.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It seems like we're at a really exciting point.
We are.
In the evolution of cinema.
We are, yeah.
There are so many possibilities ahead.
So many.
And challenges.
Challenges, too, of course.
Of course, of course.
But mostly possibilities, I think.
This deep dive has been absolutely fascinating.
It has been fun.
I've learned so much. We've covered so much ground.
I know, right?
From the early days of digital cameras to the mind-bending possibilities of
virtual production.
Virtual production and AI.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. It really is.
It is.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
But thank you all for joining us on this incredible journey.
Thanks for having me.
We hope this has sparked your curiosity.
And got you thinking.
About the endless possibilities.
Of cinematic storytelling.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Keep learning and keep those creative sparks flying.
Absolutely.